I think it's live.
Okay, you're on. You are live.
I'm just going to find it on here because I cannot see the comments.
Yeah, you don't want your audio, do you?
There we go.
There you go. Can you see comments now?
Well, yeah.
Shana's on.
Yay! I can see comments. Hi,
Deb's
Shana.
Nailchemy.
Hi, everyone that's joining. This isn't going to be a super long live today. I just thought I'd jump on and do a quick
More videos on.
little tutorial. Hi, Morbidia. Hi, Debs.
Shana's in bed.
Oh, bless her. So what? I'll get straight into it so I'm not boring you and stuff. So, this is kind of one stroke nail art. And I'm just going to show you some of the things I love doing. Okay. Lots of different variations.
No, Shana, I'm not. But we can save the live after. So I can just download the whole thing. It's all good. Hi, Kel.
Hi, Cal. And this is kind of your more advanced because we're doing multicoloured kind of techniques. Okay. These are the ones I did, well, some of the ones I did on the course, which will be back shortly. But I thought, like, for anyone that's never had a go at this, probably the easiest ones are the little blossoms here. But I thought we'd do this little bouquet one here because even though it looks complicated, it's really not complicated. So I'm going to start from the beginning and we're just going to have a go. And if any of you do have a go, please kind of tag us because I'd love to see. I will at some point come on as well and start going through kind of basic strokes with you as well. So all of these strokes basically enable you to do anything you've just seen. It's just a combination. So I will show you those. And if you are practicing at home, I've brought everything in with me, so it's kind of like a show and tell. This is what I use at home. It is literally a black piece of card that I laminated. But it's just very nice because you can practice and you can kind of cure onto it if you want to, or you can just wipe it away and start again, which is nice and easy. That's what I like. So today I am using these artisans. You can work straight from the pots. I don't tend to. I work everything on a palette. And now I'm going to show you a palette that we don't actually have at the moment because we're out of stock. So, but you can use the little coaster for mixing as well. So this is my little palette. I had to do a major cleanup on this morning. That's the neatest you're going to see it ever. I always start with always black and white so I can adjust tones. Today I'm going to use the neon mauve in the artisans because it's easier to see on camera. And I keep blue, green and yellow in the bottom of my palette just for leaves and foliage and vines and stuff like that. But I'll show you how I mix as I go. And then with this palette you get this kind of like lid bit, and you can see mine's really quite messy.
They're not in stock at the moment.
Not in stock at the moment, sorry. Coming back soon. Yeah. But yeah, I keep this, and it is, you can see I've cured a bit of top coat there because I'll put it into my palette there so I can kind of create my blend on it. I've got two types of tips today that I wanted to show you. Now, you've got your kind of pointy stilettos, which are great. And then these kind of, I call them a more natural round. Now, when you first start, you can start on your tips like this. They are bigger, so it's easier to do. But one of the first courses I went on, the lady actually said to me, work on a smaller nail because you're going to be working on small nails most of the time. So I tend to use these just to make it easier and so I can practice getting everything the right size. There's nothing worse than kind of doing big designs and then your client comes in and they want them and they've got tiny little nails. So with these, they do work a lot better. Now I've just put a really plain base on this because I want you guys to be able to see everything I'm doing. And thank you for all the likes and
Yeah, just
I'm
keep
missing
hitting that
everything.
like button. And also, if you could give it a quick share, either share it up to your, do a repost or share it to your story or something while we're live.
You don't have
really
to.
Appreciated. No, but it'd be really appreciated. Thank you.
So the first thing I'm going to show you before we even start on here is how to create a blend. It's the bit that actually is kind of the most important out of everything because you don't just want to do a stroke and it's just two colours. You want that blend in the middle. So today I am using, let me show you. This is our one stroke number 4. I'm using the bigger brush today just so you can see this a bit better. Well, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this a bit better. And I'm just going to bring that into shot like that. And hopefully you can see both of the colours I'm going to be using. So with the brush, and I kind of explained this the other night, the top end we refer to as the toe and the bottom end is the heel. So the toe always wants to be on the lighter colour when you first start and the heel in the darker. Make sure when you get your brush that you've worked all of that kind of starchy glue out as well because otherwise your one stroke gets a little bit dusty and you don't want to do that. You want to have your brush sorted. Jem, has she had a client cancel, bless her?
No, she was supposed to be in hospital, but they cancelled on her before she set off, so she's working from home today.
Oh, well.
So she can sit and watch you now, probably.
Oh, bless her.
Not in the office, so she can sneaky watch.
Hopefully they'll resort it quick for you, though, because that's a bit of a pain. So I'm going to put the toe of my brush into the white, and I'll bring this back up to the camera so you can see. And then I'm going to put the heel into that mauvey pink. Okay, so your brush is going to look like that to start with. Now you're going to load more paint in a minute, but that's a good start. So on your palette, you want to work one way. That's going to work the paint into one side of the brush. And then the other way. So you end up with a palette with little tiny kind of stripes all over. When you start to feel the brush drag, which I'm feeling right now, the paint's in to all the little hairs and the blend started. But I'm gonna, because I know I'm doing quite a bit, I'm gonna go back into that white again and then back into my pink. Pick up some more paint because I really want the brush to be loaded. And then go straight back on to the same spot and blend again. So I'm just building up the blend and I'm making sure that all of that paint is nicely in my brush. Okay, and you'll start to see that beautiful kind of pink to light pink to white, which is exactly what you want. So when we do the blossom now, we actually lay down a little bit of colour to work on top of. It's almost a wet on wet technique.
Right, I'm just
Dave's checking on me because I'm nervous.
just making sure Hayley's all right. But everything's going well. You've got loads of people on that really want to see what you're doing. So you're going to do fab. So I'm just going to leave you and go and check on the dog. And if you need me,
Are you watching?
get someone to comment. I'll put the volume up. Just say, Dave, come get me.
Come get me.
Yeah.
I'm panicking.
Yeah, and I'll put the volume up in the office, all right, so I can hear you. But just
I'm taking
give me a
deep
shout.
breaths, so
You'll be fine. You're doing great. You know what you're doing. It's
I know
all
what I'm
good.
doing, but
Yeah.
oh,
I know TikTok's new to you,
scary.
isn't it? But it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like a other one live.
We use capital letters. Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't see that because I did it off camera.
Right. Leave me to it.
Okay. I've got a little makeup sponge. And I've just kind of ripped a tiny bit off. And this is like that kind of, what is it? You know, when everyone went for a stage, actually, half of you are too young, but we went for a stage of stenciling when we decorated our homes. And this is kind of what I'm doing now. So just decide where you want your pattern and kind of pat up and down. Okay, just completely random. I'm just going to do a section just there. And remember, I'm not going to cure this, okay? So that's where my little blossoms are going to be. And then bin it, okay? Unless you've got a way of storing it, and I've never worked out. Watch too many rooms. I used to love Room Swap. Oh, it was amazing. And some of them were awful, weren't they? Okay, so let's get this in shot. I think I'm going to need to go a little bit closer. So hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping you can see this. And I'm not going to hit my camera as I do it. Old nail tip boxes. Oh my God, yeah, Kel, I forgot about that. Yes. I don't think I've got one in here. I might have to nick one, actually. So I'm loading my brush again, just to make sure I've got enough. And the movement we're going to do, if I do it here, is literally joining a V, okay? So I'm going to go from one side, work my way across nice and slowly to the other, okay? And we're going to imagine, hold on. This is where I should have the dotting tool, but I haven't got it, so I'm going to use this. Just always imagine that there's a dot in the middle that you've got to work around, and that's going to give you the right kind of spacing for this, if that makes sense. So let's see if I can do this without shaking too much. Thank you for bearing with me. I am missing all the comments and I apologise. I will keep looking. Okay, working. So I'm working on top of this, and I'm starting to the side because I find it easier. And I'm going to just put my first petal on. Okay, it's not going to stand out too much on the first run, so don't panic about that. It's going to be the second time round that it's really going to kind of pop. So I'll turn it this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to put my second petal in. Okay. Come here, and if you want to, you can like mark the little like lines on like that, so you've got a base to work from. And I'm going back in, you can see I'm constantly kind of swiping and picking up more paint. You don't want it to kind of drag. Okay, so that's my first little flower, and it doesn't look like much at the moment, but it's just kind of, this is working as an outline that I'm going to follow on the next run. And if you've got any questions, I am so sorry, but I'm missing them all. Okay, we're doing okay to start with. So the next one is not going to be a full flower because I don't want just 2 flowers. So I'm going to come here and I'm just going to put a little petal in. And again, I'm just going to do 2 here because this is kind of my flower in the background. Are you lifting the paint from the plastic sheet laid down? Yes, I am. I should, if I go like that and try to get it into shot. So what I'm doing, I'll just refresh this a bit as well so you can kind of see. I'm working the paint on my palette to get that blend perfect. Like that. And then, so I'll put my next flower in. So I'm going to put a petal there. And then I'm going back to the palette, picking some more up. Put another little petal in. If I'm going too slow or too fast, do shout at me, okay? And then another little petal. And most of the one stroke you see is floral, but it doesn't have to be. You can do kind of animals with this. You can do Christmas scenes. You can use it to Bob Ross a few sort of pine trees for Christmas. You can do a skull. It's just playing. Okay, so that's my little bit there. Oh, thanks for popping in. How do you fix the paint gels to blend on the sheet? I'm literally just using a little piece of plastic here to do my blends on. Afterwards, I'll wipe this clean with Cleanse and I can reuse it over and over. If you wanted to kind of keep these, you can use the Pixie and just get a cure, or you can put it into your nail lamp and then you can top coat over and keep them. You can even make decals if you want to. They're slightly more tricky being flowers, but what do you do with the brush when it's too blended? Oh, I'm going to show you because I'm going to get this one messy in a minute, so I'll go through that with you. So you can see that's starting to build across, but I've still got that little tiny area there, which if I turn this around so I can turn it to the side so you can see, that would bother me. So I'm just going to put a pretend behind petal in there, just a little bit. There we go. So that's the start, okay? That's your kind of outline. I know it looks like it takes ages, but if you're working on an actual client, it doesn't. Once you've got your petal shape, sort of, you're easy with it and you're not stressed about it, you can kind of work from hand to hand, curing one hand then the other hand, and do it quite quickly. Now these are really thin layers, so I'm going to put this into lamp, but you usually give it 60 seconds for an artisan, but because the layer is so thin, I'm just going to give it 30. So let me get the one we're doing. So we're doing this one here. So with this one, you can see it's a lot smaller. That's because I've used the number 2 brush on that. And we obviously using the number 4, so we're going to get quite a bit bigger of a flower. But you can use this and you can do it in a French shape. You could do it as a feature now. You could do it as a daisy chain going all the way across your client's like hands. So there's a lot you'll be able to do just from this little technique we're doing today. Okay. And I'm watching for questions as we're curing, but we're looking all right so far. Oh, I've just found a sheet of plastic from my eyeshadow palette. They're ideal. They're ideal, Debs. Any kind of piece of plastic, really. You can, I'll show you. Bear with me. If you've got just a piece of card like this, if any of you've got like the Polly Pockets at home, just put a piece of card in a Polly Pocket and work on the Polly Pocket. That works just as well. Okay, so there's our design. There's it cured. But if I show you my brush now, can you see that the end is now pinky? And that's because we're working wet on wet. So I need to clean, okay? So I am going to take just a little bit of base coat and I'm going to pop it on my palette like that. Now what you want to do, and I should have reached for these first, but hold on. Not prepared. There we go. So, and I am sorry, I'm not like pinning products or I don't know how to do a flash sale. I don't know how to do a giveaway or anything. So you're kind of just stuck with me doing a tutorial. But if you do want to get a brush or anything like that, it's in that little shopping basket bit. Is it down here or it's somewhere on the screen? You guys know anyway. So I want to clean this brush now because I want a fresher blend. So all I'm going to do is wipe off as much as I can onto a lint-free pad. Don't be too harsh with this because you want your brushes to last for years. You don't want to have to keep buying brushes. So once you've done that and you've wiped as much off as you can, and I'm hoping I'm in shot, I am in shot, we're going to clean it using base coat. Now, don't just kind of put it in and give it a swirl because then we're going to get the gel into the ferrule of the brush and it gets all gunky and then within 3 weeks your brush just goes like that and looks awful. So we're going to start this side and can you see where I'm patting? And I'm going to pat backwards. So I'm dragging it towards me and can you see all that paint being pushed through the hairs? And what it's actually doing is cleaning by pushing the paint through the brush onto the other side. So I can now get my lint-free pad again and literally wipe off all that paint. Make sure you've got any big clumps gone. And then I'm going to do it again because I want to make sure... Oh, look at that bit there. Let's get that out of the way. I want to make sure that my brush, especially the toe, is nice and clean, ready to pick up that white again. So I'm just pushing back through. And you can see, there it is again. And we're just going to wipe that clean. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going back into the exact same colours. But once I finish this, I would do that a couple of times just to get that brush perfect. Because otherwise, if you leave a brush, it's a nightmare. You go to do a bit of one stroke and it's like, oh, still got a bit of yellow on, or it's still got the green on, or something like that. And you're like, no. I'm missing so many comments. Sorry, it's already been asked, but what size brush are you? This is a number 4. I tend to use a number 2 for this design. But to be quite honest, my hands are a bit shaky today because I'm nervous. And I wanted you to be able to kind of see the strokes as I was doing them. So, I'm missing, hold on. Would you not wipe the lint-free with... No, don't cleanse, okay? Really don't cleanse. Cleanse, acetone, those kind of things, they're going to damage your brush. Cleanse is meant to dry things out, and a gel brush doesn't like being dry. The best way you can clean a gel brush is by using a base coat. You can use top coat. I don't like it because I'm always worried I'm going to get it near the lamp and cure it. But base coat is by far the best thing for cleaning the paint out. And it also helps because at the end you can just really gently, with gloved hands of course, just make sure your brush is shaped and not splayed so that when you go to work again, it's all perfect. Sorry if I'm missing people. We were talking about you the other day, me and Rach talking about... Oh, Sophie, thank you. Sophie, I'm really excited at the moment. I'll show you this. I'm really excited because it turned up about 5 minutes before I went live. And yeah, I'm just like, I can't wait to get started, but all of Rachel's books turned up. I cannot wait. I've got all of them. I have been completely spoilt. And I'm going to get my Halloween on with it. I've even nicked some stuff to take home from work tonight so I can have a bit of a play. Even my husband knows you and Dave. Oh my God, that's so nice. Oh, I'm so glad you're loving I love Pixie. For one straight, Pixie is my best friend because just getting that 20-second cure, it's awesome. Right, are we ready? So, first layer. So now, if I move this over, and what I'll do is I'll swing this around on the palette so you can see. I need that fresh, clean, beautiful blend again. So, long end, toe, short end, heel, and I know I keep repeating it. I'm sorry, I've gone into teacher mode, haven't I? You don't need me doing that. So, toe into the white, heel into the mauve. So that the mauve is in the neon set, but I am obsessed with it. I use it a lot. So, yeah, again, don't kind of spread it like all the way across. You just do it in a little area because you're going to waste products otherwise. So, I'm going to go that way to start with, and then that way. And then start my blend. Oh no, look, see, can you see? I don't like it. That's not clean enough. I'm going to give my brush a quick wipe. And I'm going to go back in and get some more white and more pink. If you make a mistake like that, don't use it. Just kind of go back in and start again. Is it Artisan Paints? Yes, sweet. This is Artisans. So... let's start it again there. Nice and clean. That one's clean. So we'll keep that one, but I'm not going to be tempted to use that one. So go in and start that blend and make it look beautiful. I'm going to go back in and get some more white and pink because I'm going to use more paint on the second run. Okay, so nice. Don't be kind of... I'm very heavy-handed because... I started kind of my life in this industry as a sports massage therapist. So I tend to be heavy-handed. So with this, you need to be kind of slow and gentle and just get the blend right first. Okay? Am I missing anything? Fetch my nail foil, gel home, finding to live. Ooh, Jem, make sure you message me so I can join. What is the difference between artisan paint and normal paints? We actually brought the artisan paints out because one stroke is traditionally done with acrylic paints, but it's a really slow process because it's like you do this bit and then you've got to let it completely dry. And then you do the next bit and completely dry. So it made one stroke not very salon viable. So I kept on to Dave that I wanted gel paints basically, but they have to be highly pigmented. That's where the artisans come from. You can't use gel polish to do it. Gel polish, even though ours is pigmented, it's still not enough. Plus, with the artisans, that thicker consistency means you're not gonna put it on and it's gonna kind of go boom and bloom, which a gel polish will. So yeah, hence artisans. But if any of you do want to do it with acrylic, I will jump on again. I will get brave, I promise. And I'll show you how to create what we call a wet palette that will actually keep your acrylics working a little bit longer. And you can use, and honestly, I've used acrylics out of, like the pound shops and works and stuff like that. Go in and just buy a little set and they're good enough. You can do it like, so if you wanted to practice, if you've got kids at home and they've got some acrylic paints, just nab a few, like, and have a go. It's definitely worth it. So, I've put my hand in that already. That's not wise. Let's wipe that off straight away. So, I've got that in shot, and I'm going to keep that there so you can see what I'm doing. Now, the important thing with this is to follow the same pattern as you did before. You don't want to make the leaves bigger or smaller because then you're going to get ghosting. So you want to follow exactly where you were before. Okay, so, and you can see straight away how that pops. That second layer is going to make it just go, woohoo! So nice to hear your voice. Oh, thank you, sweet. I haven't done this for so long. I was so nervous about today, but I'm gonna get brave. I'm gonna do it. So did you see? I'm still going back in, picking up, because I want the right amount. Okay. So I'm gonna come on to the second petal, and I'm gonna follow that line and put it in there. And it is. I find this relaxing. I don't know if any of you, I suffer quite badly with like just relaxing and chilling and kind of, I don't know, just, yeah, being quiet. One stroke does that for me. One stroke nail art is just kind of, it's super relaxing and it's pretty as well. I like the beauty in it. It's also why I love Rachel's books as well, and I'm excited that they've turned up because that is like relaxation therapy for me. So you can see, look, ta-da, it's starting to pop. Okay, so I'm going to go back in, and I can see it. I can hear someone's just come into Nailchemy. So, is it a delivery? So I'm going to go to these two petals first. Okay. And can you see I've not quite come across enough on that one. So I've got a little bit of ghosting. So don't be scared to kind of go back in and alter. That's the great thing with gel. Do you know what I mean? If we're doing this complete layer and we go, I don't like it, then just go back in and change it. Wipe it off, start again. Okay, so there we go. I hope I'm not going too fast and this is okay. It's relaxing watching you do it. I, however, do not find this relaxing. I always say, as a nail tech, well, maybe this is true, I don't know, but for me it's true. There's always one thing that you kind of, it's sort of nemesis. Did I say that wrong? Right? I think so. A lot of people kind of swear in their head a little bit when they're doing one stroke to start with. I know I did. But the third course I went on with a lovely lady called Kiko, she said to me, if you're not breathing and relaxing when you're doing one stroke, it's never going to look natural. And I thought, well, I'm never going to get natural with this then. But actually, once you do start relaxing with it and thinking, do you know, it's just gel. If I get this wrong, I can wipe it off. Then it does look better. Okay. We do have an accredited course with this, I should probably say. But I am refilming a lot of the content because I want to do this online. Before I used to teach us in person at HQ. But I'm going to do loads of videos on here and kind of, if you want any information about courses and stuff, as soon as everything's ready, I will post it up, okay? And nail art courses are a little different because I'm a great believer in the fact that you should have fun when you're doing nails. The minute it becomes stressful, you've got to change it up, okay? There we go. So I'm quite happy with that now. I want to come around here. I feel like I missed something just on that edge that I want to get just a little bit more of a hint there. And then I've got to go back in for my 2 little petals that I did right on the corner to fake a flower in behind. Okay, so there we go. That's the start, and it's nearly done. It really is nearly done. So I'm going to put that into cure, this time for 60. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you a really... You know, we talked about the colour wheel the other night. I want to show you how to make colours work with one stroke. So this blend we've got here, I'm going to grab a bit more white and a little bit more pink, and you're going to think I'm crazy in a minute, but just trust me. So I'm going to refresh that palette a bit, and then I'm going to pull this across, and this is where the crazy bit comes in. I'm going to take yellow onto the toe. I've not cleaned the brush at all, okay? Yellow onto the toe, and then I'm going to put green on the other end. Okay, it's going to look really strange. Actually, I want a bit more green. That's better. Then we're going to go back to that blend, and I'm going to work straight over the top. Now, what this is actually going to do is create me a beautiful autumnal tone for my leaves, because it's adding that little bit of yellow and that little bit of red, maybe a bit more green. I want to get that brown tone in there, just that little bit more. That's better. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, and that's going to give me my leaf. Now, everybody hates doing leaves with one stroke, but we're not going to fear the leaves, okay? Because it is just an arrow. Okay, you ready? We're going to do this. So we put our lines in like that, and then you're going to put one like that. So that's an arrow, just nice and easy arrow. All I have to do is get from here to here. Okay, so watch. Come up like that into a point. Okay, and then the other side. Come up to the point. Okay, that's our little leaf. Did I make you dizzy then? Because I kind of swung that round like all over the place. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to do it now on the nail itself. Okay, so we haven't got a lot of room, but we're still going to add one. Okay, just a diddy one. We'll put it down the bottom. So pick up that new colour that you've created. See, and then you're not wasting paint. We don't want to waste paint here. So let's put it here. So I'm going to do a V, and then like that. So a little arrow, and I'm just going to wiggle up to there and wiggle down to there. Okay, just gives me a hint. I'm going to make it look more like a leaf in a minute. And you can do the same at the top. I think this now is far too small for that size kind of leaf though. So I'm probably going to take that off because it will bug me. And maybe I'll jump on and we'll just do leaves. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll do maple leaves. Next week we will do maple leaf one stroke because they're cute. So I'm just going to wipe that off with some cleanse. Make sure I get it all off. Okay. There we go. So let's make this look like a blossom because we're still not there. It still doesn't look like a blossom yet. So I use these little spatula things. I have got a metal one. But I bought a load of these for some reason. So I use them for mixing paint at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my white. Let's put that there. Can you see that better? Like that. Now, when you're mixing colours, remember, you're better off adding the colour into the white and slowly bringing the colour up than putting yellow there and kind of adding a bit of white at a time because you'll have to add more white. So add the colour to the white. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I'm not explaining myself really badly. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of yellow because I don't want the yellow to be kind of too bright. Can you see? That would be just like too bright. So I want to make a kind of nice pastel-y version that's going to go with my blossoms, but still be like bright enough that it will stand out. That's nice. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, that works. That'll do. So the next thing I'm going to use is my 10mm, which is going to sound really strange, but you could use the dotting tool for this. But I actually really love putting the dots on with my 10mm because it's nice and thin. And I think it looks more delicate. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So let's make sure. I don't want to put my hand in it, but I need you to be able to see. Yeah. When you do the kind of middles of flowers, what you don't want to do is kind of make everything the same size and very even because nothing is, not in nature. So to give it a little bit of depth, what I actually do is I've got a nice blob on my brush and I'm in shot, yes. So I put the first blob down and then I'm going to go kind of random and do big and small and kind of just work around creating that middle bit. I always forget the middle. Is it a stamen? Is it a stamen? I'm not sure. Lucy, we're going to try to save the live. Dave said we can. I don't know. But I am filming all this. So could you maybe make a marble live notification because I will probably forget that. Yeah, I can do that. No worries. So I'm going to come on to my bigger flower here now. And we're going to try to do a lot more of these kind of lives. I'm going to try to do more of these lives. Because actually, now I'm on my own in the training room, which is a bit of a big place to be. I feel quite comfortable with you guys and I'm not as like, no. Now, I could leave it like that, but I don't want to because there's flowers behind, see, that we've created to look like they're hiding. So I'm just going to go in here and just hint at the middle of that one. And I'm going to hint, if I get enough paint on my brush, at the middle of that one. And then all of a sudden you can see that sort of 3D depth is there. If you want to take this to kind of the next level again, we we need to make sure that we kind of get everything out of our 10mm. I'll just give that a little bit of a wipe. And this is where my nervousness and my shaky hands come into play. I'm going to go straight into my white this time, in my palette. And take a little tiny bit and just put one dot and kind of wiggle. But only do it over the petals that you want to look like they're standing forward. So those 3 there are above the rest, so I want those to stand up just a little bit. Also, these couple over here need a bit of a wiggle because they're above my flower underneath. And I'm probably going to kind of just do a little bit there, but I'm not going to add too much. It's just going to make those petals look like they're lifting a little bit. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I always shake when doing... Oh, French, yeah. Do you know, I'm a great fan of stamping a French because otherwise... Right, I put that one in for a cure. This is when you need to start cleaning up and making sure everything's neat and tidy, your brushes are clean. Nails Reloaded, talk of the devil. Rage. But we're just going to let that one kind of dry. With one stroke, there's 2 theories on one stroke. A lot of people shiny top coat, a lot of people matte. I do prefer matte, but I'm going to shiny this one so you can kind of see the difference. So that's what we've done today, a version of that. But like I said, you could do this at the top of the nail to create a French, or the bottom of the nail you could do a little flower cuff, which would be nice. So if I leave that one there a minute, once this is cured, I'm going to top coat it so you can kind of see the difference between shiny and matte. My clients love shiny, but I prefer matte. I do think it shows the art off better, if I'm honest. But sometimes, let me show you. Have I got it in my book? Let me see if I've got it in my book. 2 seconds. When you're doing kind of that wet on wet technique, it's difficult because I love the matte on the wet on wet technique, but actually if you look at the one I did shiny when we were doing the course, I think this one actually shows more detail than the matte one. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But yeah, it's difficult. And our clients, we've got to do what the clients want, I know. But sometimes it just, you do want to kind of go, please have the matte. Right. Did I even put that into cure? I don't think I did. Because I got talking, sorry. There we go. Has anyone got any questions on that so far? I hope I explained it all okay. And that didn't take us long at all, did it? I love that. Mine get told what's going on their nails. I had a few clients that would just go, yeah, do whatever you want. And I used to love that. How much practice did it take you to be? I wouldn't call it amazing. I got obsessed. So the little kind of black laminated paper that I showed you, I would sit in the front room, and I did most of my courses when we first started Nailchemy, and so I would do stuff like this, like map out the strokes for roses, or then kind of go, well, what if I want to do it a different way from a different angle and different perspective? And then it was kind of like, okay, well, if I do a lily, it looked like that from the front, but kind of what angle will I need to get from the side? And I've got sheets and sheets of paper where it's just me kind of, yeah. So I used to sit in my front room and, yeah, just do this for hours. Do you prefer an angle? I love an angle brush. I like an angle brush for a reason though. I think with a flat brush on a nail shape, it's quite difficult because nails aren't flat. I can do a daffodil, yeah. But with an angle, it tends to kind of, if I do it here, it turns nicer. And you can kind of drag it, if that makes sense. But when you're using a square brush, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. Thank you, everyone. Jackie, we can definitely do daffodils. They're really cute to do, actually. Right, I am going to put a top coat on this. I'm talking too much now. So if any of you enjoyed this, let me kind of know what you would like to see next. Do you want to do some wet on wet technique? Do you want to have a look at more one stroke? Let me get my book and we'll have a look at some of the stuff we can do, because I know I've got my Halloween bit in here as well. So we could do kind of funny, that's one stroke there, little one stroke mummy. That's really nice and easy to do. So we could do some like Halloweeny bits. Or what else could we do? We could kind of just do some like stripy stuff as well. That would be quite nice. Yeah, let me kind of know what you want to do. Stars, moons, guns, Halloween. And when I get, and it will have to be when I'm a lot kind of braver, we'll do some Bob Ross. I think I'll leave that till nearer kind of Christmas time, because it tends to be when I do it. But and yet again, this is artisans. We'll do some kind of Bob Rossy kind of snow scenes and stuff like that. And we'll just work our way through it. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can do them for summer. But I love those kind of winter snow scenes and stuff. So we'll do some of those. Why not? Right, so now I've finally managed to cure this. So let's get our original so we can kind of see the difference. Right, where did I put it? Dun, dun, dun. There we go. So that's kind of a matte version, but done using the smaller brush. And then that's our shiny version. So like I said, it's your choice. You can do it matte or you can do it shiny. I think it's whatever you and your client decide, but both look really pretty. And it's nice as well because the more you get practiced at this, I mean, that's a number 2 brush, but you could even take it down to a number 1 brush, which is a lot smaller, and you could do some beautiful bridal nails with just like 1 or 2 little tiny flowers, maybe on the ring finger or the little finger, and you can make them so small and so detailed that they'd look absolutely stunning. Okay. well, that's kind of me done for the day. I'm trying to think if there's anything I should have shown you and I haven't shown you. And it's not a long live, but it's my first one, so bear with me. Actually, let's kind of do that. Because I said to you, now, one stroke is not just flowers, so I'll prove it. So here we go. There we go. Okay, not just flowers. Coys. Okay. So, yeah. Nearly 40k for a first timer. Have I got nearly 40? Do you know, I should have had my proper glasses on. I can barely see anything. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. Oh my God, and there's 40 of you on. There was 9 when I first looked. I thought I was just talking to 9 people. Wow, okay. That's just scared me a little bit. So, drop me a message. Oops. That'll be my bottle on the floor. And let me know kind of what you fancy doing next. And I'll try to kind of get brave again next week. And, or before. It won't be tomorrow though, because remember tomorrow Dave is here with Georgia. And I think they got some really great things planned for you tomorrow as well. So, but yeah, just kind of let me know and pick something and we'll have a go. And I'll see if I can do a live. Please do a live every Wednesday. I could do that. I could actually do that. I will try to do some nighttime ones as well, because I know like we all work. So thank you guys for being here today, because like you're all busy nail techs. So I'll just put that on there. Anyway, I have no idea how to get out of this. So if Dave is still watching, you might need to run in and tell me, or else I'm going to be walking around with these guys, just kind of filming what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I'm going to have to unclip that, I think. Top right. Jem, you're like the TikTok expert.
On the way, dear.
On the way.
On the way.
Oh, dear. Sunflower next. Okay.
Don't want to end it now.
I do love the sunflower one. That one is so
Just want me to
cute.
wait.
I brought the camera down because I couldn't.
That naughty enchanted nails and beauties asking for secrets again.
Oh. Should I put the camera on Dave?
On what?
Should I put the camera on you?
No.
Because he'll give it away.
Definitely not. I've got loads and loads of amazing deals for everyone tomorrow. Like the best deals.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Oh my
working on them
God.
right now. They're going to be TikTok exclusive deals. They're going to be available on the live tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I'm going flash sale crazy.
Flash sale crazy.
I'm going to flash sale everything tomorrow that I'm showing. Not everything Nailchemy, but everything that I'm showing tomorrow is going to be on a
honestly
flash sale.
thought you just said you're going to flash everything, and I'm like...
No,
No.
not everything, but it's going to be epic. And it's in lieu of us having a bank holiday sale. So
what time is it tomorrow? 11?
11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, on here.
Dave.
I can't
Dave's
do it
deals.
Friday. Yeah, Dave's deals was funny.
Yeah.
If anyone was around for that.
It was hilarious. He was
When we
just
first did
chucking
that,
stuff on the floor, and it was like, oh my
That was
God.
brilliant. That was fantastic. But
Should I show you the training room? It's looking reasonably tidy at the moment, isn't it?
yeah, it's not set up as it, but